Hey guys, today I am going to teach you how to make a macrame trivet or coaster. Very fun. Let's begin. So we are using 4mm macrame cording, 100% cotton. So it looks like this. And we are going to use some different lengths. So we are going to begin with a 55-inch length of cord, and that piece of cord is going to be what the spiral is made of, and then we're going to be creating knots over this spiral to make our macrame trivet. Okay, so I'm going to be doing this out of cream, but so you can see it better, I'm going to use this 55-inch piece that's going to be the spiral in the sage green. So you're going to be able to see a little bit of contrast. You'll be able to tell what I'm doing better. Okay, so we are going to start with this 55-inch piece, and we're going to make a circle on the end. Okay, like so. Okay, then we have 6 30-inch pieces, and we are going to start. We're going to use 5 of these 30-inch pieces right now to begin our trivet. All right, so I'm going to teach you the lark's head knot right now. It's how you attach your cording to whatever piece you're working on. All right, lark's head knot, you are going to start from underneath, and you're going to work on this where your 2 pieces of cord have come together or crisscrossed each other. Okay, so you're going to double up your piece of 30-inch cording, and then you're going to put the loop underneath this circle, and then you're going to come around here and that loop around, and then grab those 2 strands. Make sure that these 2 strands stay the same length, and then you're going to pull this tight. Okay, like so. All right, and then you're going to do this with the other 4 pieces. Other 4 30-inch pieces. All right, I'm going to do that now. Okay guys, so now what you want to do, we have our circle here. This is how it looks. We are going to take with our long piece, here's our short piece, and the short piece is just going to be hidden underneath here. That little white part is my start. Okay, that's what this piece is going to be. So with your long piece, you're just going to want to pull, so your circle gets smaller and smaller and tighter, and then you're going to just kind of move your 30-inch pieces that you just lark's headed on there together like so. Okay, now this is your center. All right, fun. So let me show you what we are going to do next. We are going to lay this out like so. So the end of this tail, the end of this tail is just laying underneath. You're not doing anything with that anymore. If you want to snip it off, so you don't need to deal with it, that's good. You want to make sure that you don't use a lot of this. You're not snipping off a lot of this, right? You want to use all your length in here so you can make the biggest trivet you can. So that's why I pulled from the long side of the cording. You want this to be just a little piece to snip off. All right, so now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna lay these guys out. So the 30-inch pieces are just laying straight out. Flatten this as much as you can, okay? And then what we're gonna start doing is we are going to start wrapping this around, okay? So this is our center. Where this is coming out right here is where I'm going to begin on this. Now, typically, and I am gonna do it right now, typically when you get done with the 5, it makes a nice round circle like this is, but you kind of have a gap in here. And so in that gap, you're going to add the last 30-inch piece in there, okay? So I'm gonna do that. So I'm gonna do the same thing, but now what I'm gonna do is just put it around in that hole, okay? So I'm gonna go around my 55-inch piece, my 55-inch piece that's spiraling around here, okay? And then I'm just filling in that hole, that gap, there. So now what I'm doing is I'm going to be winding around this center, okay? And these 30-inch pieces are going to be knotting. I'm going to be creating knots around this green cord. So the next knot I'm going to show you then is the half hitch knot, and that is what we're going to be doing as we wind it around. So as we go, I am going to be, so we've just started here, we've created this, okay? So now I am going to be using the length of my 30 inches to do half hitch knots around this cord that's circling. When I have a gap in there, then I am going to add an additional piece, and I'm going to do that with the lark's head knot that we have just been using. Okay, so let me show you a little bit how this works. First, I'll show you how to do the half hitch. So the half hitch is simply your cording is looping around your green 55-inch cord. It's going to go around there twice. The second time it knots it off. So the first time that you wrap it around, you kind of just lay this around. Let me see here. Okay, so here's my first 30-inch piece that has been attached, and I'm going to put it right here. So you're going to wrap it around and go through the loop, go through its own loop, okay, like so. See how that's working? Okay, I'm going to do that one more time. So this second time, it really knots it off. Okay, so just wind it around. Oops, did not do that. Wind it around. You're just circling around this green cord is all you're doing. Okay, there you go. Let me show you this. I will continue to go over this. Okay, so at this point, when I'm working on one of these, I have it laid out just like so. I have a giant one of these on my kitchen table that's probably 2.5 feet across. It's really fun. Okay, so the next one you can see is going to be this one. Okay, so now I'm going to do the half hitch around this. I'm going to go through the loop, loop it around, and loop it around again. Now you don't want to pull it too tight, because if you pull it too tight, then it doesn't make that roundy wrapped effect, and then you're just kind of knotting it, right? You're pulling it, and then it's not gonna lay, it's not gonna look like this, okay? All right, so now you will see I have a gap in here, okay? So when I have a gap, then I need to add a piece of cording. So we're gonna take our really long piece of cording here, and we're gonna cut off the right, we're gonna cut off the right length of cord, and we're gonna add it in that spot. So here's one of my ends. All right, and then what I like to do, so I'm not wasting any cording. I just gave you guys in your kits, I gave you a bunch of cording, and then this is how I measure it out. So we have little waist. So you're gonna hold it up like so, okay? And then you're going to kind of make it the same length as the other ones. Okay. So I would say like so. We're just gonna eyeball it, and then we're gonna cut it off. So every time you're going around your circle, you're going to be needing to cut shorter and shorter pieces of this to add in, all right? So that's what you do every time. So now you, so here's slipping, and then here's the gap right in there. And so we're gonna add this piece, so we're gonna lark's head it on here to fill in that gap, okay? Now remember, when you're lark's heading it on, you are always putting it underneath the green cord, okay? So then they're all faced the same way. I lifted this up for you so you could see it good, but I like to keep this down. It's just easier for you when you're working on it. It's easier for you to see what you're doing when you have it laid out and all of your pieces of cord just straight out from where you attached them. It's easiest to see what you're up to, okay? So let me show you what the next step is. All right, so I just added this one right here. So that's filling that in, okay? Then my next one is ready to be attached. So I'm gonna do that half hitch knot. You are going to wrap it around like this and put it around the cord. Like so. Pull it tight, right? And then you're gonna do it a second time. You're gonna go through that loop. All right, so then I'm going to turn this around so it's easier for me to work on. All right, we're getting somewhere already. Okay, so now I've got my next one. So I'll straight for you guys so it's easier. Okay, so now green is going around like this. You've got your next one that you're going to knot around. Okay. So again, you're just going to wrap that and pull it through. The cream is going to make a loop. Pull it through its loop. Okay, wrapping it around the green, pulling it through its own loop. Okay, so now that one's done. So now we have another one to do. And then I can see next, I'm gonna have to add one. Two times the half hitch winded around there. 2 times. Okay, so now here's your next one. Now this is, I would say between, if you have, like this is iffy, you could use this one or you could fill in one. If you have a 1/2 inch space, you need to add one for sure. If you have like this much, 1/4 inch, it's iffy, okay? If you just use this one now, you'll just create some more space there while you have to add in another one. So it doesn't really matter. Maybe I won't add in one yet. All right, so I'll keep working on this. And then over here, I'll have to add one in. Okay. And one more. Now this one. Well, you guys, it's already looking like something. I'm telling you what, you are going to be loving this project. Macrame is such fun, and this is so much fun. These are so cute for gifts, for yourself. I just love them. So now you definitely have too much space in here. You can see you have to add another piece of cording. So take your cording, hold it up like this. You'll take the piece you want to add on, kind of make it that same length, doubled up, okay, doubled up. Then you cut it off that length, and you'll add it on with the 1/2 hitch knot. So here's your space right there you need to fill in. You're going to put your macrame cord, you're going to put underneath the green, and then you're going to pull the loop around, pull the ends through the loop, and there you've got your not 1/2 hitch, you've got your lark's head. Alright, continue on. So you guys, as we're working on this, we're just continuing to do that over and over and over. So let me just demonstrate this for you. I'm going to do a bunch of this now, so you can just watch what I'm doing, okay? Alright, let's see. One. Alright guys, I'm getting there. I only have this much left, and so I'm going to walk you through this, how to finish it off, and give you some more tips as we've been working on this. So one thing I would have you do is be stingy on your extra cording. So in the kit I gave you 22 feet of extra cording, which seems like a lot, but it goes fast, and it does seem, so at this point you have a lot of cords on here, so you don't really need to add. You won't be needing, this is all I have left to add in. And I want this to go as far as it can. You could definitely end now, and this would be, you know, cute and big enough for a coaster or whatever. But I want to go as far as I can. So when you're adding in the cording, just make sure that you aren't going extra long. So measure the majority of your cords, the length of what they are, and then do that length or a bit shorter. Something else, make sure you always want to be, so a couple pieces here I missed when I was going around in my circle and knotting them off with a half hitch. So when you are working on it, make sure that you're laying it out and that all the cords are out and there aren't any stuck underneath there that you're not getting. Okay, so that's a good hint. And yeah, so otherwise I'm just going to be finishing this up now. And like I said, I only have this little bit, so I'm going to use everything that I have. If you have a space where you would normally add a piece and you don't have any more pieces to add, you've run out, you really can just, when you're knotting this with the half hitch, you can just shove it over to where it should be. That's a little trick that will make you be able to do this longer. Just you do have a lot of cords that you've added at this point, like I said, so I mean you have a lot of them to half hitch, but sometimes you get in the situation where you do have a bigger space. Like right now I have a little bigger of a space where I would normally maybe add one in, but I'm not gonna. I'm just going to shove it over so it matches the next one. And so I will just finish this up. You can watch me do this, and then I will show you how to finish it off when we're done. Okay guys, I think I'm done. Can't really wrap these around anymore, so I'm done. Very fun. All right, I think I'm gonna leave a little bit of this green. So you'll have the cream here, and then you'll just snip this first of all off. If you have, you might have gone all the way to your end. You might have been able to do that. It's so great. Or you may have stopped. You can stop this and have it be whatever size you want. So you could have stopped sooner too. So the first thing is I'm gonna cut this off, and then I am going to cut the rest of it off. So you could have it, let me show you this one again. So this one, the fringes are maybe like an inch, and you know, some of them are smaller because some of the cords were really short when you end your project. I've done them also where the cords, where the fringes are really long, so you can do whatever you want. On this one, I like to just kind of brush it out, straight out here, making sure that they're all, none of them are underneath, and then kind of see what you have to work with. So the first thing that I would do is just kind of go around and snip all the ones that are really long off, and then see how you like it. So the next thing that I'm going to do now is unravel these cords. So I'm just going to take them and unravel them. Alright, and then I'm going to brush them out with a comb or brush. Alright, so this takes a little bit of time. Sometimes you can try just using your comb or brush to do this too, and of course you don't have to do this. You could leave them as they were. Yeah, this cording is working really good just to fray them out just using this, so that would eliminate the step of unraveling them. Start with these longer ones where it's harder, then just start, if you're going to comb out at the end, little by little back to the trivet. Okay. Oh yeah, it's looking good. The very best time making this macrame project. Keep recreating, my friends, and I will see you again. Bye-bye.